Hey guys, we got a Pocket Dimension sneaking up on us tomorrow. That's right, we just found out today and it's coming tomorrow. So what I want to do here is talk about the teams available, what I would use if you are wanting to invest long term, and what I would use if you just want to invest short term. We'll talk about the rewards real quick, just a quick touch on that. And then we're actually going to go through something that's more interesting with this Pocket Dimension than previous iterations. So first things first, the teams you should use, 'cause that's what everyone cares about the most. Hero as Guardians, take out Heimdall, throw in Hela. If you like War, if not, stick with Heimdall, because that Hero as Guardian team is instrumental in the War Scourge, will help you make a stronger Red Hulk. So they're a good investment there. They're good in Crucible defense. They're okay in War defense. Reverse that. They're good in War defense. They're okay in Crucible defense. And yeah, they're just okay. What I would say, though, is don't go overboard in your investment. If you don't already have this team built, you can definitely stop around like level 80, gear tier 14, with just some T4s in there. And even then, you can probably get away with like level 75. I think that'd be okay, too. T4s that I would strongly suggest, if you're going to go that route, definitely going to want the Thor passive, the Jane Foster passive, and if you're taking Hela, I would go with the nothing. I'll go with nothing without Zombie Iron Man. She's gonna do okay as is, though the ultimate, it's a very fun one to do. But you can probably get away with minimal T4 investment, because I know a lot of people don't just have T4s on hand ready to go. Now, if you don't care about the War Scourge, you're just letting your Red Hulk shards kind of come in as they come, then I would say you still want to do some Hero as Guardian. You definitely want to do Thor, Jane Foster. If you're going to do Hela, because she is a power couple now with Zombie Iron Man, a strong Hela is basically a one-man War offensive team with that Zombie Iron Man, and also pretty damn good in Crucible. So not a wasted investment there either. I would do, so that those are the three I would do if you want to do it on a budget. Thor, Jane, Hela, and then I would use Hulk. Make sure he's a healer ISO, so he's going to keep healing, and your Thor's just going to keep popping off with his passive. And then Iron Man, because he's a raid character. So your Hulk is super beneficial on that Horseman team, helping you get Apocalypse. Your Iron Man is used every day in your tech raid section. And then Jane, Thor, and Hela are just the three best Asgardian options. Now, Captain America, awesome character in the comics, trash in the game. Hawkeye, the best character in the game, but probably don't want to invest in him anyway. And then Black Widow, she is what she is. So that is what I would do. Hero as Guardians with Hela over Heimdall if you're an endgame player, or not Hela if you don't care about War offense at all and you want to focus on War Scourge, or Hela, Thor, Jane, Hulk, Iron Man if you are balling on a budget. So let's look at the rewards real quick. I don't want to spend too much time on this because you can definitely check it out. So in general, we're just getting some training orbs, some silver promo credits, some orange catalysts, both superior and like resistance damage focus. The gold kind of ramps up. And then once we get to nodes 8 and node 9, they actually throw in 5 gold promos. So that's 10 total per run, 20 if you manage to do both runs, which is great. They throw in minimal green ISO orb fragments, which is kind of like, thanks for 181 of one character's ISO. It's silly. I think those orbs are dumb and they suck. But then mission 10, very, very good. 25 Gambit shards. If your alliance sucked and you didn't get to unlock Gambit, well, you can get 25 shards per run, 50 shards total. He is a 100 shard unlock, so hopefully your alliance doesn't suck enough to only get 50 or less than 50 shards. So if you didn't unlock Gambit, hopefully this will be your avenue to do just that. So those are our node rewards, and if we go and look at the first time rewards and the second time rewards, pretty par for the course as far as Pocket Dimensions go. We get 100 silver promos on the first run, a whack of origin gear, and then 9 randomly crafted items. Now, if you're on that Apocalypse grind, I was just holding off on your teal and orange gear, specifically the mutant ones. There's this new team coming to the game called Death Seed. They are the mutant raid team that's going to be taking over for the Astonishing X-Men. You're probably going to have them at low stars unless you're a Kraken. They're needed for Apocalypse. That makes them prime candidates for investment. So for me personally, any mutant teal gear I get, though I would love to throw it on my unlimited team like Sunfire and Dazzler and have a stronger Crucible team, I'll probably wait and slap that stuff on Archangel, who's going to be an amazing character, obviously. Psylocke, Magneto, and Dark Beast, because I'm going to want that team ready to go for the very, very difficult Doom 3 raids. Then for the second run, we're going to get 30 gold promos, and then the exact same thing we got from the first run. This is cool. This means if you do both runs, you're getting 50 gold promos total. That's half of a direct promotion to 6 Red Star. I like when they do that. Gives us more control over our roster. So that's the rewards. Highlights, 50 gold promos, 50 Gambit shards, and then fully crafted teal and I guess orange pieces. That's all great, but there's something more interesting about this Pocket Dimension than previous ones, and I want to get through that with you guys quickly. Oh, Dorky, it's so weird. Why'd you pan the window over there? Well, it's because we got to go through these nodes, because for once, they actually changed the nodes and the dimensions, making for a more interesting experience. At least for some players, I know, like me personally, this is going to be an auto fest. Collect rewards, you know, hit pinata, collect candy. That's what this is for most people. But for those of you that are going to be using proper powered teams for this kind of content, they're going to spice it up for you. So if we look at node 1, this is still a loot pinata, basically for anybody who has a full team. But they threw in Shadowlands in there. You're going to just demolish this. It is what it is. I like that they're at least throwing new characters in there. This Kree team is basically a copy-paste of, I believe, Dark Dimension 1 again, so nothing interesting there. But then this node is pretty cool. We're going to see Astonishing X-Men with that Jubilee Bishops. That's lots of blinds coming out. And then we got some Cyclopses, some X-Force. So this is very cool, but again, power levels super low. If you put any kind of effort into your team, I think you're going to nail that one out of the park. We have like a skeleton team with, we got some Taskmaster in there. We got some power armor, some shield. That's nothing crazy, and again, very, very weak characters. You should be able to walk through that if you put any investment at all. Node 5, this is actually kind of fun. This is a little bit crazy, right? So we see some Hydra characters. They're going to be going very fast with these Red Skulls. We got some AoE coming in. This could pose a problem to smaller Asgardian teams. We see slows coming in from Zemo as well as ability blocks. I think if you put any kind of effort into your Thor, his passive is still just going to be completely clearing waves. But if you're coming in here with a comparably sized team, this could spell trouble for you. And Hela will actually help a lot, because we see a Grenadier can kill a Greg, Rifle Trooper will kill a Greg, Crossbones Explosions will kill a Greg, Zemo Explosions will kill a Greg. So there'd be lots of Greg deaths happening here to slow this node down for you and help you take control of it. So there's going to be 2 Ultrons, one in each of the last waves 3 and 4. And then something MSFGG, I think it's just not updated yet, because MSFGG, Taiji and Toxie, they're pretty good at doing things for a purpose. So we see the Doc Ock picture, the Deadpool picture, the Spider-Woman picture, and the Captain Sam picture. Now, I would assume we're going to see those characters in the node, because we saw Ultron here, we saw Cyclops, Yelena, Nobu, and this guy, Ronan, in these nodes, so I would assume they're supposed to be here. But if we go in, these are just copy-paste of the old Dark Dimensions. And if they are changing some nodes, I have to assume they're changing all nodes. So I don't think this is accurate, but if it is, well then this later part of the Pocket Dimension, they would consider this the more difficult part of the Pocket Dimension. Sorry, MSFGG is struggling because it just did an update. It's going to be easier, like the power levels are going to be more difficult, but the actual waves are easier. Hopefully we can get back in, because I really want to go over just that last node. The last node is actually different. Come on, there we go. Alright, we're not going to push our luck. I'm not going to go into any of these. Take my word for it. It's Dark Dimension 1, copy-paste for nodes 6, 7, 8, and 9. But node 10 is very interesting. It actually looks pretty tough. So again, if you're coming in here with a comparable team, this node probably going to take you 2, maybe 3 days. So budget your time accordingly if you're going to try and get your 2 runs in. The first wave, 2 Lokis, 2 Gregs, and a Hela. This means you're going to be killing lots of Gregs, giving yourself lots of turn meter rewinds, and there might actually be a 3rd Greg here. So if Greg is in on spawn, and Hela summons another Greg, that would be 3. We'll see how that actually plays out. Loki is going to be giving speed to Hela because she is a Mystic Controller. Both Lokis doing the exact same thing. I do believe that speed up doubles up. So I don't think there's any way for you to go first in any kind of comp unless you have Black Widow in there. But I still wouldn't bring them in. I think you do a burn attack if you have to, and you eat that Hela ultimate, and then you go from there. So, yeah. This is going to be a pretty tough wave to chew through if you are at that power level. And then it gets really interesting. So, we're going to have half of Black Order come in. No Thanos here, so no empowered Thanos on wave 2. But when you drop it to there's less than 2 enemies, then you are going to get a full Black Order team to drop in with that Thanos. I assume he's going to get empowered. Yeah, he's 7775, so he's going to be getting empowered. And then that's where the fun begins. And I think this is why, if you're coming in here again with a comparably powered team, this node might take you 2 or 3 days. So you probably want to race to this node if you have a more average sized team that you're coming in with, so you have more time to work with it. And just keep in mind, Wave 2 will not drop in until there's less than 2 enemies. By default, this means you will have killed Hela, because Hela plus the 2 Gregs means there will always be 3 enemies unless Hela dies. And then again, Wave 3 drops in when there's less than 2 enemies. So you are going to leave one of these up. If you have to leave one up, I think you want to leave Cull up. Don't let there be 2 Ebony Maws. Take out the Corvus, take out the Proxima, so you're not getting destroyed by assists on that 3rd wave, and just leave Cull up. If you're going in with Hero Asgardians, or even Iron Man Hulk with some Asgardians, they kind of hit around taunts anyway with that Thor passive and all the AoE they do. So Cull is probably the least dangerous to leave up. But yeah, guys, so this is much more interesting. I like that they're switching it up. I like that they changed the nodes a little bit. I will be doing this on stream tomorrow, probably a little bit later. I'm sure you can catch Mobile doing it first, and then I'll come in and do it after my World of Warcraft stream, which I am doing those now. But anyway, I hope this helps. And my final recommendation would be, if you're going to build one of the teams I said, like, if you want to ace this event, I think level 80 gear tier 14 will get you through it in time. But if you have the gold, you're the proper level, you have the training materials, bring them up to level 90 and just walk through this event. But I know that's not for everybody. So keep that in mind, and let's have some fun. Let's get some rewards.